It's so weird. Heavyweight division, heavyweight boxing, baddest man on the planet, just the scariest division known to man. And yeah, it's been weird the last few years. Like the heavyweight divisions has kind of been not super exciting, not super interesting.
The silent
Dana White delivered an ultimatum that shattered the heavyweight landscape, but Tom Aspinall responded with defiance that transformed submission into revolution. When the UFC president demanded the interim champion surrender his title and disappear quietly into the background, Aspinall fired back with a proposition that revealed the organization's power structure as hollow theater. His message was crystal clear. If they coveted his championship, they would need to grant him complete contractual freedom. This wasn't mere bargaining. It was warfare against a system that has imprisoned the planet's most lethal athletes in suffocating, endless purgatory.
DC retired. DC was fun. Like, yeah, the division's just not that fun. I saw someone saying get rid of it or whatever, but it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time before like just these stars start coming up. There's so many guys like me that are 265 that just barely, you know what I mean?
The mention of Tom Aspinall's name creates a deafening void, the sound of an empire desperately evading its most glaring catastrophe while protecting its dormant, aging icons. The heavyweight realm once reigned as the UFC's most precious asset, a kingdom dominated by ultimate predators. Recently, however, it has transformed into something entirely foreign, strange, lifeless, and nearly impossible to watch. Aspinall's simple willingness to fight has evolved into public humiliation for the entire division, exposing a fundamental flaw in how the promotion handles its premier heavyweights and their supposed greatness.
This is gonna be fun. We're going through a little lull, but what goes down will bounce off the fucking floor like a trampoline and go back up. So we're gonna get that shit popping.
Aspinall's determination to retain his belt represents strategic warfare that reveals the perpetual battle between athlete freedom and organizational tyranny. Usually, when the UFC orders an interim champion to step down for a marquee attraction like Jon Jones, they surrender without resistance, but Tom refuses. By demanding his liberation as payment for abandoning the gold, he's suggesting he would rather exit as a free man than continue as a champion under Dana White's suffocating oppressive control. This decision exposes everything about the empty reality of a title that provides no genuine power, no negotiating strength, and a schedule dictated by corporate politics rather than achievement. This surpasses simple contractual disputes. It's an illuminating window into the concealed power structures that define contemporary combat sports. The UFC exercises total dominance, rarely accepting rebellion or direct challenges to its authority. The order for Aspinall to surrender wasn't simply about creating space. It was a subtle intimidation, a message about who truly controls everything. But Aspinall's response transformed that threat into an accidental revelation. He's proven that the alleged glory of the heavyweight championship might fade compared to the desire for freedom, especially when the division itself seems to be disintegrating.
I remember that. I didn't know it was both. I thought it was just one, but
Dude, that's what's so scary about the sport and shit like that happens. It's like, I gotta get in the octagon. Like, I fought Song last fight. Song, I poked Henry. Henry's eyes were fucked up for a while. Like, dude, it's scary. You don't.
The legend of the world's most dangerous man is crumbling before our gaze, supplanted by the brutal reality of ironclad agreements and desperate yearning for independence within a system designed to benefit corporate profits. Aspinall's willingness to sacrifice the gold for autonomy forces a complete reevaluation of what we assumed a UFC championship means. If the division's premier challenger would choose unemployment over possessing an interim title, what does that reveal about the sport's present condition? It's a crushing indictment of the heavyweight legacy that Dana White cannot simply ignore.
That's tough. That's tough. I mean, they want him to vacate the belt, which I get. He said if they release him. God, it's just like, you don't, if they release him, Tom Aspinall's gonna go box. Like, who? I mean, do people have interest in seeing Tom versus like maybe Francis or something like that? That's like, man.
An insider within the promotion spoke bluntly, publicly stating the heavyweight division has lost all excitement. This isn't some random criticism from an outsider. It's a confession from those within that the division has abandoned its essence. Some are actively demanding its complete destruction. This honest acknowledgement exposes the exact vulnerability Tom Aspinall is now exploiting. When the product loses its magic, a champion's power ironically explodes. Aspinall understands that without him, the division has no viable future, and he's manipulating that truth to seize maximum authority from the organization. The intensely personal element of this story suddenly emerges, escalating the pressure even higher. The speaker shifted dramatically, revealing the profound personal cost behind Aspinall's public rebellion. Currently, he cannot even transport his children to school. Tom has 3 kids, one with autism, requiring consistency and structure that the unpredictable UFC calendar cannot provide. This information isn't minor, it's the heart of everything. Aspinall isn't simply pursuing a larger paycheck or building his reputation. He's fighting for his family's survival and his household stability. This background transforms his release demand from a simple power play into a desperate reach for security in a life destroyed by chaos. He's trapped between corporate manipulation and the uncertainty of physical damage. The paralysis in heavyweight rankings isn't just temporary entertainment decline for him, it's a strategic vacuum that has pushed his personal emergency into public view. With undisputed active champions like Jones or Ngannou missing from regular competition, the interim belt holder gains massive significance, and Tom is using that power to protect his children's welfare above all else. Dana White's subtle warning becomes crystal clear here. While not a direct threat, the demand to surrender combined with the structural challenge of securing profitable fights outside the UFC serves as powerful leverage against revolt. It's a message not to question the established order. The UFC controls access to the elite platform and the largest earnings, and they're willing to use that influence to maintain fighter compliance. Yet Aspinall understands his personal priorities far better than any corporate executive. For him, the sacred duty of parenthood surpasses championship glory. This struggle reveals the painful reality that for many fighters, their profession isn't purely love. It's a dangerous balancing act of physical destruction and financial uncertainty, all controlled by promotional preferences. Aspinall's journey forces us to confront the human cost behind gladiatorial entertainment, questioning the real price of championship honor. He's showing the world that being the toughest man means nothing if you cannot support your children or sustain a stable home. His rebellion is a mirror held to the UFC, reflecting an image they're unprepared to face.